Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. This is Female Dwarf Noble Rogue, episode 20, and we got a lot to cover, so let's get after it. Got a lot to cover in this episode. I think we're about to be ambushed by Zevran, the assassin, and Alistair and Morrigan. No matter how high your persuade is, they still both kind of disapprove just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take Sten as my main tank. I'm going to take Wynn as my main healer.
Yes.
And I'm going to take Liliana with me.
Indeed.
So let's get moving. Alright, we're camped outside of the circle tower because we finished the mage tower before. We had conversations with Wynn. We discovered her personal quest, and we know something's going on there. We also gave the grimoire that we found in the mage tower. We gave that to Morrigan. She's working on it, so there's a lot of stuff kind of going on right now. So let's go ahead and start heading towards Frostback Mountains. I believe we are being ambushed. Okay. Let's go ahead and get buffed up here. And what are we gonna do here? Sten has gained some levels, so let's level him up. There's no willpower or dexterity or cunning or constitution cap you have to meet. I just cram all of the attribute points into strength. In the Darkspawn Chronicles, Sten starts out as a Reaver. He has the Reaver specialization. And in the game, there was actually a glitch where he doesn't get a specialization at level 7, but he gets one at 14. And I usually give him Champion as his second. But he never has a first, so I thought it was an oversight by the developers of the game. And since in the Darkspawn Chronicles he's a Reaver by default, I went ahead and gave him Reaver for his level 7 specialization, and then at 14 I'll give him Champion. So that's already chosen for us, so let's just continue on here. I'm going to give him 1 point in survival for now. And we're going to go down to the two-handed weapon tree. Grab a passive two-handed strength here. It gives him some, let's see, what does it do? It gives him some extra armor penetration. Yeah. And a two-handed sweep, which is a nice ability that hits multiple targets, and it also has a chance to knock them down, which is a great thing. So let's check his tactics here, make sure he's set up to be a defender, and let's make sure he's set up with a potion. In case his health drops below 40%, he will take a health. I say potion, but it's actually poultice. It's a health poultice. Okay, we'll make that top priority. Looks like we're good to go, so let's grab a quick save. Boom. Let's get this party started.
Oh, thank the Maker. We need help. They attacked the wagon. Please help us. Follow me. I'll take you to them.
That doesn't seem suspicious at all. Alright, I'm going to swap over to the dog. Since I'm using a mod that lets me take the dog with me, even though technically in the vanilla game you're not supposed to be able to. He would, I mean you can, he would just fill up one of the actual party member slots, but we got a mod called Extra Dog Slot here, and as a result, when we move forward and actually trigger the ambush with Zevran, a tree falls, and oftentimes Barkspawn gets caught behind the tree, and then he's completely useless for the rest of the fight, so I'm going to try to avoid that by taking control of him here. Liliana should spot a trap up here. She's stuck behind Sten, though. Come on. Come on, Lily. work with me here, babe.
Trap.
There
right
we
ahead.
go.
Trap right ahead.
So she springs that trap. She sees the tripwire, but we're gonna
Trap right ahead.
go ahead and trigger this. Trigger the ambush here. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. Killed my father. Prepare to die. There's the tree.
The Grey Warden dies here!
Okie dokie. Alright, the dog. I need to click on the mage. There's one mage in this group, and she is absolutely devastating. Let's flip to... So I'm going to click on her with the dog, and I'm going to hit Overwhelm. Going to click on Sten here. He will also select the mage, and we'll hit two-hand sweep. I'm going to leave... You know what, I'm going to tell the party to stay put, even though I've issued them some commands. So they should go ahead and go to their destination and do the command. But then after that, they'll stand still, because there's so many traps around here. I don't want them to get caught. I'm going to grab Lely. I'm going to tell her to undo this tripwire here.
Yes. So be it.
Got to switch back to my character. She needs to run up and get this trap. Uh-oh, I got knocked down. No, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
See there? That's a trap.
Okay. Undo that trap, switch back to Liliana. Has she triggered any traps accidentally? Nope, she got that tripwire. There's another tripwire here. Okay, switch back to my character. There's a tripwire here. Okay, switch back to Liliana. There's a tripwire here. Okay, switch back to my character. There's a leg hold trap. At this point, we can now tell the party it's okay for them to move around.
See there? That's a trap.
I have almost all the traps disarmed. Okay, we got that one. And then there's just one more here. Don't die, Win. Don't die.
I would like a turkey.
Chopped her head off. Oh, I love it. See if I can get... Nope. No decapitation there. Maybe I'll get a chance to decapitate this assassin here.
Lovely.
Yes! Yes! Okay, it says the elven assassin is wounded and unconscious but alive. You could tie him up and talk to him if you wished. My choices are wake him up and talk to him, or kill him now. Totally playing a good guy on this playthrough. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to wake him up and talk to him.
Oh, what? I rather thought I would wake up dead, or not wake up at all, as the case may be. But I see you haven't killed me yet.
I have some questions.
Ah, so I am to be interrogated. Let me save you some time. My name is Zevran. Zev to my friends. I am a member of the Antivan Crows, brought here for the sole purpose of slaying any surviving Grey Wardens, which I have failed at, sadly.
I'm rather happy you failed.
So would I be, in your shoes. For me, however, it sets a rather poor precedent, doesn't it? Getting captured by a target seems a tad detrimental to one's budding assassin career.
Well, too bad for you then.
Yes, it's true. Too bad for me.
What are the Antivan Crows?
I can tell you that. They are an order of assassins out of Antiva, very powerful and renowned for always getting the job done, so to speak. Someone went to great expense to hire this man.
Quite right. I'm surprised you haven't heard much of the Crows out here. Back where I come from, we're rather infamous.
You came all the way from Antiva?
Not precisely. I was in the neighborhood when the offer came. The Crows get around, you see.
Who hired you to kill us?
A rather taciturn fellow in the capital. Logain, I think his name was. Yes, that's it.
Does that mean you're loyal to Logain?
I have no idea what his issues are with you. The usual, I imagine. You threaten his power, yes? Beyond that, no, I am not loyal to him. I was contracted to perform a service.
When were you supposed to see him next?
I wasn't. If I had succeeded, I would have returned home and the crows would have informed your Logain of the results, if he didn't already know. If I had failed, I would be dead, or I should be, at least as far as the crows are concerned. No need to see Logain then.
How much were you paid?
I wasn't paid anything. The crows, however, were paid quite handsomely, or so I understand. Which does make me about as poor as a chantry mouse, come to think of it. Being an Antivan crow isn't for the ambitious, to be perfectly honest.
Then why are you one?
Well, aside from a distinct lack of ambition, I suppose it's because I wasn't given much of a choice. The crows bought me young. I was a bargain, too, or so I'm led to believe. But don't let my sad story influence you. The crows aren't so bad. They keep one well supplied. Wine, women, men, whatever you happen to fancy. Though the whole severance package is garbage, let me tell you. If you're considering joining, I'd really think twice about it.
Thanks. I'll take that under advisement.
You seem like a bright girl. I'm sure you have other options.
Why are you telling me all this?
Why not? It's not really... Wasn't paid for silence. Not that I offered it for sale, precisely.
Aren't you at least loyal to your employers?
Loyalty is an interesting concept. If you wish, and you're done interrogating me, we can discuss it further.
I'm listening. Make it quick.
Well, here's the thing. I failed to kill you, so my life is forfeit. That's how it works. If you don't kill me, the crows will. Thing is, I like living. And you obviously are the sort to give the crows pause. So, let me serve you instead.
And what's to stop you from finishing the job later?
To be completely honest, I was never given much of a choice regarding joining the crows. They bought me on the slave market when I was a child. I think I paid my worth back to them plus tenfold. The only way out, however, is to sign up with someone they can't touch. Even if I did kill you now, they might just kill me on principle for failing the first time. Honestly, I'd rather take my chances with you.
Won't they come after you?
Possibly. I happen to know their wily ways, however. I can protect myself as well as you. Not that you seem to need much help. And if not, well, it's not as if I had many alternatives to start with, is it?
Why would I want your service?
Why? Because I am skilled at many things, from fighting to stealth and picking locks. I could also warn you should the Antivan crows attempt something more sophisticated, now that my attempts have failed. I could also stand around and look pretty if you prefer. Warm your bed. Fend off unwanted suitors, no?
No.
I like a woman who knows exactly what she wants. I really do. So, what shall it be? I'll even shine armor. You won't find a better deal, I promise.
And what do you want in return?
Well, let's see. Being allowed to live would be nice, and would make me marginally more useful to you. And somewhere down the line, if you should decide that you no longer have need of me, then I go on my way. Until then, I'm yours. Is that fair?
Can I expect the same amount of loyalty from you?
I happen to be a very loyal person. Up until the point where someone expects me to die for failing. That's not a fault, really, is it? I mean, unless you're the sort who would do the same thing, in which case I don't come very well recommended, I suppose.
Alright, very well. I accept your offer.
Welcome, Zevran. Having an Antivan crow join us sounds like a fine plan.
Oh, you are another companion to be, then? I wasn't aware such loveliness existed amongst adventurers, surely.
Or maybe not.
I hereby pledge my oath of loyalty to you until such a time as you choose to release me from it. I am your man, without reservation. This I swear.
Okay, let's see, let's dump the dog and Lily.
Blood and damnation.
Let's grab
Yes.
Zevran. Okay, the dog's still in the party, Zevran's in the party. Alright, let's level up Zevran real quick. Actually, let's quick save first. And now we'll level up Zev. Okay, now, Zev typically comes to you in the form of an assassin. His specialization, his level 7 specialization is assassin, already chosen for him. And he, instead of a cunning rogue like we've been building my character and Liliana, he comes as a dexterity rogue. So instead of meeting a dexterity cap and then dumping all the rest into cunning, what he does is he meets a cunning cap and then dumps the rest into dexterity. Not going to go into detail as to what the differences are, but both of them are viable options. You can make a dexterity rogue or a cunning rogue. The differences are, I mean, there's a lot of little subtle differences. I'm not going to explain them all right now. I'm just going to quickly move on because we got a lot of content to cover in this episode. So what I'm going to say is that because I've unlocked Assassin already, I've unlocked Bard, Ranger, and Duelist already, and I'm using a mod that lets me choose all of his attributes from level 1 all the way up to his entrance into the party at level 12 here, instead of coming, prefabricated. The name of that mod is Advanced Party. It lets me choose all of his attributes. So I'm just going to build him exactly the way I have Liliana built. So essentially, in the end, Zevran's an assassin and a bard, and Liliana is a bard and an assassin. Except I choose to build them exactly the same way instead of giving Zevran his assassin specialization first. That's a mouthful. Okay, sorry. Dexterity cap, we have to set it at 35. Gonna put the rest into cunning. He, like I said, he originally comes to you as an assassin, but I'm choosing bard for now because I've already unlocked them all. If this was a fresh install and a fresh playthrough, I wouldn't have that choice. But what I would do is I would choose the assassination talents, and then at 14 I would make him a bard, but oh well, whatever. So let's move on. One here, one here, one here, all the combat training, and one more in trap making. It improves the distance at which he can detect traps, so a little bit further away. Give him the bard talents up to Song of Courage, Dirty Fighting, below the belt, Deadly Strike, Lethality, all the way up to the 3rd tier of the Mechanical Expertise. And gonna make him an archer just like Lely. Arrow of Slaying, because he's one level ahead of her. Now we snag his tactics screen real quick here. Zevran, archer, ranged behavior. Gonna make it so that self, any, disarm traps. We'll make that the top priority. And then he has one melee ability that is not in the archer presets, likely because it's a melee ability. Okay, so it's self being attacked by melee. Okay, so self being attacked by melee, and the ability is below the belt. So go up to usability, below the belt. We're going to put Deadly Strike in there too a little later on because I have a mod that makes it, in the vanilla game, it is a melee only ability, but I think it was actually intended to be melee or ranged, and they just forgot somehow. But I have a mod that makes it so you can use it as a melee ability or with a bow and arrow or a crossbow, I believe. Okay, so below the belt, put that up, the other melee attack situations. And boom, let's look at Zevran's gear real quick here. He's got a couple of daggers, and his his secondary equipment set is an Antivan longbow, so boom. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to set his Song of Valor, change it to Song of Courage. We want 2 Songs of Courage rolling because they stack. Okay, grab a quick save. Okay, now we got some loot to grab. And boom. Boom. My abilities are not working. So I'll undo them, I'll wait for them to cool down, and then I'll reapply them. Okay, we can reapply Song of Courage now. Okay, that takes care of that. Grab that death root. Whoops, can't go down that way. Okay, we can grab momentum again. There we go, now she's running fast. I can tell that the momentum is not working because if it's not working, the run speed increase, it goes away. Sometimes it glitches out. Quick save. And go.
Lovely.
Should continue on our path to the Frostback Mountains here. Frostback Mountain Pass. Okay, quick save it. And I'm gonna jet. Got a little encounter coming up here.
As you desire. Dear me.
Oh, big fireball.
It's a fight.
Chopped his head off. I love it. Okay, that fight can go terribly wrong sometimes if that mage gets off like a chain lightning or whatever.
All the Darkspawn are fleeing the underground, and we are going there.
Are we going to get to enter Orzammar? I don't believe they allow non-dwarfs within.
Oh, my. I did not expect it to be this crowded.
Okay, over here we have a little update on Sten's personal quest where he lost his sword. So let's take a look at this here.
Step right, maker's breath. Oh, beg your pardon, friend. You, startled me a bit.
You're Farron, right?
You've, heard of me?
Where is my sword?
I don't know what you mean, sir.
I'd give it to him if I were you, Farron.
I don't have it. I swear by Andraste's knickers. I sold it on the way here.
Sten, tear his arms off.
No, I swear I don't have it. I sold it to a dwarf in Redcliffe, name of Dwin.
What would a dwarf want with a kunari blade?
I don't rightly know. He said he was a collector. It's none of my business what a person wants with my merchandise once it's changed hands.
We'll see.
What do you sell here?
Well, little of this, little of that. You know, used armour mostly. Nothing that would really interest fine people like yourselves.
Is it refreshing or unsettling that this merchant is reluctant to show us his wares?
Yeah, you're right. That is an odd attitude for a merchant.
Well, I'm considerate of my customers' time, that's all.
What reassuring certainty.
Let me take a look anyway.
Oh, certainly.
Okay, I just want to see if I can unload some stuff on him real quick here. Just get rid of a few things I don't need. I don't want to carry a full inventory into Orzammar. Okay, that's it. Is there anything he has to sell me? Yeah, I'll take these topazes. I'll take this gift. I'll take this gift, the rune. I think that's it. I'll take the elf root. Anything else? Nope. That's it. Okay, a little approval there from Sten, and a Princess Bride reference. Another Princess Bride reference, if you caught my one earlier about Inigo Montoya.
Yes?
I'm here on behalf of the Blackstone Irregulars.
Oh? What is this about?
I'm here to bring you in for desertion.
I worried this might happen. I hoped it wouldn't be you who came for me. I have no choice. Forgive me, Warden, but I cannot go back with you.
I'm starting to think that some of the contracts for the Blackstone Irregulars is me carrying out hits on innocent men. But we won't find that out until later. So, spoiler alert. Sorry. Okay, that takes care of that business. Let's go talk to this fella.
Aren't you chilly, Sten?
Chilly. I don't know this word.
It's much warmer where you're from, isn't it? Don't you feel cold?
I suppose.
I don't imagine we can find a cloak in your size, can we?
What?
Nothing. Nothing. Don't mind me. Now, I wonder where I could get a skein of good wool yarn.
What can I do for you?
I have a note from your master.
This ought to be interesting. Such diction. This man is a true scholar and rhetorician. I am honored to be fired by one such as he. Good day.
Okay, so we did a Blackstone Irregulars quest just there a minute ago, and we just did a Mages Collective quest, turning in the note to that mage there. And as Sten and Wynn had their little discussion about the being cold a minute ago, it was reminded me of when we first encountered Zevran while I was doing one of the conversations. You can hear the conversation, and you can, if you listen closely, you can hear Zevran saying another one of his scripted lines over top of the line he was actually speaking. He was like speaking two different lines at once. Sometimes this game glitches like that. I have no idea why. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it don't. But I kind of just glossed over it there. I didn't say anything about it because it kind of corrected itself. He shut up. The ghost line, if you will, stopped being audible, and he continued on with the line that he was supposed to be saying. So I just didn't say anything, and I let it go. So hopefully we'll just overlook that. And okay, we got another little scene to trigger up here.
I demand an offer you insult all of Ferelden. King Loghain will not suffer the delay of his appointed messenger.
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
Settled? Is this about my father?
You're the exile. Aye. Despite your brother Balin's best efforts, sorrow finished what your kinslaying started. Your father is dead.
Kinslayer? Oh, you're not getting in.
I didn't kill Trian.
Your conviction and guilt were entered into assembly records. I suggest you leave and not compound this tragedy.
How did my father die?
Losing a son to murder and a daughter to exile. Who can blame him for seeking peace among the ancestors? The assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
Well, I'm a Grey Warden now, and I have this treaty that obliges Orzammar to aid me.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the royal seal. That means only the assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
What? She's a traitor and a kinslayer. You said it yourself. In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
That's enough. Raise your blade if you're so tough.
I will at that. I'm a messenger of King Loghain.
Kill each other as you will, but take your sodding fight off my doorstep.
Don't mind if I do.
Couldn't we all just get along, no?
Oh yes! Chopped his head off. I love it. Love it when it works out like that.
You've done me a service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
Okay, let's grab a quick save. And move forward a little bit here.
Atrost Vala, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. You left chaos to fester in your house, but we must respect your new role.
I wonder if this guy has anything else to say.
Fair journeys, Warden.
No, he does not.
Ah, the Paragons, I believe. The dwarves worship their own ancestors, if you can believe it.
Is it just me, or do all these statues look alike?
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her. She...
Don't say that! Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mother.
I swear, that character right there reminds me of Sigrun from the expansion of this game called Dragon Age Awakening. There is no actual link that proves that she is Sigrun, but in my head I like to believe that she is. So it's my little headcanon, if you will.
Show some pity for a poor old man.
No, I'm not going to. He doesn't have anything interesting to say anyway. Just grabbing all these little codexes here.
You can stop flinching, Sten. I'm not going to harm you.
I do not fear harm to myself.
What is that supposed to mean?
An unbound mage is like a wildfire, as prone to simply consume itself as it is to devour all that surrounds it.
I do wish you wouldn't refer to mages as it.
Little party banter there. Gonna grab this commission report. Another little codex. Oh, it's a codex, and I think that starts a quest, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, all right.
Another little cutscene here.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
You'll not speak that way about the man who should be king!
So,
I won't have fighting in the Commons, especially in front of outsiders. I find that son of a fool, I'll have him in the Legion.
in the vanilla game, that cutscene, the guy that he swings the weapon and knocks the guy off his feet and then cuts him. In the vanilla game, he's holding an axe instead of a sword, and I think that scene looks a lot better with the axe, personally. But I don't know exactly how to change it, or else I would go in there and modify it. The name of the mod is, I want to say it's Improved Atmosphere, and it makes so many incredible changes to this game. And I've made some modifications myself, but I'm not exactly sure how to change that one, so I just leave it alone. But I commented on it because it looks so much cooler when he does it with an axe instead of the sword, but whatever.
Of course.
Let's grab that. Do we need to talk to this guy? I don't think we do, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk to him because since, you know, we're playing the female dwarf noble rogue, or the female dwarf noble origin, the dwarf noble is the offspring of the king of Orzammar, so there's a little bit of extra flavor here for this particular warden than, say, if you were, you know, the Magi or the human noble or, you know, any other origin other than the dwarf noble. So I'm going to talk to this fella, see what he has to say.
Exile, you are not to show your face here again. I have enough crime to deal with. I shouldn't have to dump you back in the deep roads.
Oh, okay. I just realized that I've never gone through this conversation tree before, so this is kind of new to me here. It says, my choices are, I have a new house, the Grey Wardens, or think before you act, I am more than I was, or the number 3 is, I'm here to help us all. That deserves respect. What should I say here? He's being kind of snotty, so my first reaction is to be kind of snotty back to him. So, but we're playing a good guy, so I think I'm gonna say I have a new house. No, I don't want to say that. I'm gonna go with my first instinct. He's being snotty to me, so I'm gonna be snotty back to him. I'm gonna say think before you act. I'm more than I was.
That's right. You found pity topside. The
Oh.
Warden should have better sense when choosing allies.
Ooh.
Surfacers and their cloud-addled heads. Fine, oh illustrious Grey Warden. What do you want?
Can I smart off to him again? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna say, where is Balin? I have unfinished business with him.
I'll wager you do. But with your history, you won't get near him. Make your appeals to Vartag Gavorn, Balin's voice in the Assembly. Sorry, Warden, but the ancestors know your place.
Ah, man, I wish there was an option to get into a fight with this guy, because he's being nasty. Alright, I'm just gonna say I should get going.
Yes, you should.
Yeah, I should, before I say something we'll both regret. And you end up finding better at the end of my blade, but okay, whatever. Let's talk to this girl.
Who are... By the ancestors! You were exiled into the deep roads. How can you be standing here?
Nerov? Nerov Helmi, is that you?
I should hope so. I'd be quite hurt if you didn't recognize me. After all, under different circumstances, we might have been sisters-in-law. But you were supposed to be dead. How is it you live?
Let's see. I want to ask her... I'm gonna say the Grey Wardens rescued and recruited me.
Then I hope your return is a good omen. Since your father died, many have begun to wonder if it was Balin's hand behind Trian's death, not yours. Even your father believed that. It's why he appointed Lord Harrowmont as his heir. But enough Deshers support Balin to keep the Assembly in a deadlock. You can see how bad things have gotten.
Yeah, they have gotten bad. Let's see. I want to ask, does Harrowmont believe Balin killed my brother?
He wouldn't dare say so, but the common folk do. Not enough of them, I say. Exactly half the Assembly still supports Balin, and their loyalty runs deep.
Where is Balin now?
He still lives in the king's quarters, pretending your father never repudiated him. He seems to think if he's close to the throne long enough, we'll forget he has no right to claim it.
How much support does Balin have?
Exactly half the Assembly. But as you know, that means his numbers are dropping.
Alright, well, I've heard enough. I must go deal with this now.
I am glad to see you're safe. If you seek Lord Harrowmont's support, talk to Dulin Ferender. You'll find him in Harrowmont's estate. Tell him who you are, and I'm sure he can get you an audience. I should return home until the streets become safe again.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Let's talk to this dude. He's got a little side quest here.
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter. No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
If I see any nugs, I'll send them your way.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
So that opens up a little side quest where you can collect some nugs. Here's one right here, so I'm going to go ahead and grab it and go give it to him.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
I've got a nug for you right here.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Cool. So he gives you a little bit of XP and a little bit of coin every time you bring him a nug. I'm gonna go talk to this young dwarf lady over here.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? Oh, I actually was talking to your companions, or are you from the surface too?
I'm not from the surface. Never mind. Can I help you?
I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Yes, one of my companions here is a senior enchanter of the Circle.
Oh, my lady, it's an honor. I've never met an actual mage. Is it true you can manipulate nature's forces with your mind? Like you were born with lyrium in your veins?
Don't let the glamour fool you, child. Wielding magic is a dangerous occupation, and a great responsibility.
We'd be happy to answer any questions you have, if you want.
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Do you want me to ask them?
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcasts. Tell them I've already begun reading the Teventer Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Okay, another little side quest opened up there. I'm supposed to ask the Circle Mages if Dagna can join. Now, dwarves can't do magic, but she just wants to study. So let's go talk to this guy.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's Luxury Goods Shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
Have a look at my shop, I hope.
Right. Yeah, I have some lovely things here. Lyrium enhanced, of course.
Okay. Just want to dump off any loot that I may have picked up. Yeah, I haven't picked up much. Let's see if he has anything to sell me. Yes. I'll take this gift, and this gift, and this gift, and I'll take these topazes for later. And here's a ring that I typically give to Alistair, but I may have given him one already earlier in the game. I forget. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and buy it. And if he already has one, then meh, I'll just sell it. And if he doesn't have one, then hey. Okay, let's take a look. He's got a lot of armor, and oh, he's got a Tome of Physical Technique. I'll take that. The Rose's Thorn? Huh. You know what? I think that's one of the best daggers in the game for Liliana. Should I buy it? What the hell? Might as well buy it too. And then if she doesn't need it, I can always... Okay, that's good enough. Let's move on. We got a lot of stuff to do. Let's go into the Diamond Quarter here. Long episode, long episode. Just a little codex up here. Grab that.
Well, all right.
Let me guess. This is where the rich dwarves live, yes?
Oh, this is grand. The noble houses do love their luxuries, don't they?
Grab a nug for the side quest there.
News of the hour. Support Lord Balin at your peril.
Evidence suggests Lord Balin considering widespread military draft.
Okay, what next? Oh, there's Lady Narav.
News of the hour. Lord Harrowmont entrenched in the past. How long can he ignore that Orzammar must change to survive?
Listening to the two criers there. One talking about
Last
news.
City of the dwarfs. Just think, in another century or so, the only dwarfs left may be on the surface.
Wonder why they decided to build a city around streams of lava. It's an accident waiting to happen.
Sten has nothing to say. Okay.
Sten is not a name, is it?
Do you always begin conversations this way?
It's your rank, is it not? I've met a few Kunari in Antiva, you know. Not much for conversation, but some of them are quite easy on the eyes.
Those are not Kunari.
No? They are what then? Very large dwarves with comical accents?
They wear the faces of Kunari, but they are Tal Vashoth, fiends of Saharon. They have abandoned the Qun.
With titles like your own, though. Which makes me curious, what is your name then?
Sten is enough.
But it is not your name.
It is who I am.
That is great. That's one of my favorite conversations. He's like, but it is not your name. Grab another nug here. And let's go into the Shaperate. This is like the, I think this is kind of like a historian.
As you desire.
Alright, got quite a few codex to grab here.
Who would dare take from the memories? Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shaperate. What have we been reduced to?
Did you get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Another little side quest there. Lots of codexes here in this area. Here's another side quest.
Oh, and pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
What kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
I'm a Grey Warden. I'm not afraid of the deep roads.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Okay, so that sets up another little side quest there. Got a few more codexes to grab here.
Lovely. As you desire.
There we go. I think that's it. Yep, that's all we need to do in this area. So let's go ahead and move on. Next stop, the assembly chamber, I think. Chamber of the Assembly. There's Vartag Kavorn. He is Prince Balin's right-hand man. Prince Balin is, of course, our warden's younger brother. Not going to talk to him right now. I'm going to go listen to the assembly first.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough. The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Okay, let's talk to this fella, Assembly Steward Bandalore.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. So it's true. The exile has returned, and we are to treat you as a respected guest.
Do as you wish, Steward Bandalore. You always have.
It's the one perk to this position, child. Or should I call you Warden? I'm glad to hear the surfacers are making use of your talents. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
Okay, so is there any way that I can break this stalemate?
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
Alright then. Let's grab a quick save here. Now I'm going to talk to Vartag Kavorn, Prince Balin's second. They call him your right-hand man or your bodyguard or whatever. They call him your second.
I heard you had returned to his exile. What insult do you mean by coming here?
Only to tell Balin the next time we meet, he dies.
I won't be passing that message on, Exile. Your brother will be king soon. He's the one who decides who lives and who dies.
Yeah, sure. Okay, here's Dulin Ferender. He is Lord Harrowmont's second. You remember Lord Harrowmont? He's the one that, when we were cast out into the deep roads at the very beginning of this female dwarf noble rogue playthrough, we looked him in the eye and told him that we did not kill our older brother Trian, and he gave us a sword and a shield, or cough cough, wink wink, nudge nudge, a sword and a dagger, you know, because we're rogue, not a warrior. But anyways, go ahead, let's talk to this fella.
Lord Harrowmont sends his greetings, Exile. He was surprised to see you back here.
Well, I have a treaty obliging Orzammar. Sorry, let me say that again. I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid us against the Blight, because I'm a Grey Warden now, and that's why I'm here.
That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
What? How can Lord Harrowmont think that I'm working with Balin? He knows the whole story.
Lord Harrowmont always had too much affection for you. But I know you Idukans and your thirst for glory. If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
So, you'd like me to enter the proving in Harrowmont's name?
It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear.
And this is to be your king. One who cannot keep his own men from running like frightened children.
Lord Harrowmont does not use threats or intimidation to motivate his men. He leads by example.
Ah, I see. So it's his example they follow as they cower from this Prince Balin.
How dare you slander Lord Harrowmont?
Why should we ally ourselves with someone too scared even to grant us an audience?
Okay, so I'm going to have to use a little bit of my persuasive powers here when talking to Zevran next, and I'm going to have to say, you'd be nervous too if someone was out to get you.
I suppose not everyone can face death as undaunted as an Antivan, it's true.
Then you agree to fight in Harrowmont's name. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
Okay, fine. I'll enter the proving, and I'll see why the others withdrew. Why the other fighters dropped out.
Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the proving master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Baisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Okay. So, we have just started on the path to allying ourselves with Lord Harrowmont. And, man, there's a lot of stuff going on here, and we have, I think we've crammed enough into this episode, folks. So I'm going to say that this right here looks like a great place to grab a hard save. So let's hard save it. New save, save game, Orzammar Diamond Quarter. Finally, we come to the end of episode 20. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, folks.